Hi, I'm Rachel Whitefield, certified life coach, and with me is our resident life pivot prodigy, Jackie Black. Thank you for joining us on another fabulous episode of Whiskey Bent
Spellbound with Black.
and Whitefield.
Rachel, how you doing? What are we drinking?
Jacqueline, I am so glad you asked. For those of us listening to us on the Patreon, you know that this year we are all about supporting those female whiskey distillers. So I am having my Uncle Nearest 1856. This is, I think, one of the first whiskeys we ever tried on the podcast, and I am here for it. Women owned DEI. We support, we support, we support here on the show. So let's go
We
back. If
support.
it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we love it. So I'm drinking the Uncle Nearest today. What about you?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm also drinking the Uncle Nearest, and I am not buying any other whiskey. I'm
I
sorry.
know, I
I feel like
know.
I feel like we went through last year and tried all of the whiskeys, and this one is the best because it's owned by a black woman.
It's close to my heart, so I think it does have a little bit of favoritism for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, let's do it.
I'm just gonna put a scotch of luster powder from Fancy Sprinkles because it's not a
Ooh.
show. We don't have a little bit of glitter in here.
Ooh, that's true.
Mhm. There we
So good. I'm drinking my neat. I have really grown to love my Uncle Nearest neat.
Yes,
No
yes.
ice, so it doesn't water down. I could just do a little sip. We have a little chat.
You know me, of on rocks, sparkles.
It's
It's
on rocks with
shimmery.
sparkles. I'm a straight, neat kind of girl. Clinkies.
Linkies. Cheers, babe.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh,
Goes down smooth.
okay. Here's the thing. I took a giant gulp of that.
Hmm.
So we're all in for a wild ride.
That's right, because we have a life check-in update
We
episode.
do.
We sure
We
do.
do. It's a little chisme. It's a little bit of a chisme episode.
It
Life
sure is.
chicken, check in. It's
Yeah.
already doing it's already doing its thing. We
And for
check in.
our own personal friend elect, our friend vernacular, we use
Yeah.
Chonies Chonkless Cheese May
Mm-hmm.
is when we have to say, it's piping hot for our personal
Yeah.
lives. So,
It really is.
mhm.
So I guess do you want to go ahead and start? Like, what are your big changes?
Well, let's see. We know that I have started a new job in January. So again, just to keep everyone up to pace, I did get laid off last June from the web modernization team with NASA because the contract ended. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go back to doing nails. So I think that's the last everyone heard of just like, hey, like I have a skill set and a job that I love. So I'm going to go. And I was just so excited. And I bought some things to help me work out of my home and stuff. So it was really, really wonderful. And my old clients here had really supported me and were like, oh my God, my nail tech's back. Yas, queen. So, and I was on unemployment for a while. And so, but as a parameter of unemployment, I do have to apply for jobs. And I
Right.
did apply for jobs in good faith,
Mm-hmm.
that were in my wheelhouse. Like, not like I was, applying for doctorate positions. It was, web content managers, things like that, scrum
Mm-hmm.
masters, anyone who's in tech, like agile development. Um, Web content producing. So I had done that and then kind of just, applying to my, 5 to 10 jobs a week, just doing whatever, just going through the motions. And I mean, I do have a very strong resume. And if NASA is on your resume, you think you have the golden ticket. However, anyone telling you looking for a job nowadays, it's rough out there. And so it's not easy, and so I I applied And I did apply for jobs that again like looked interesting to me. So it's like, if anything happens, it happens. You could have both. And then come November, I got a call back. I got a
And it
call
was
back.
kind of out of nowhere too.
We were on vacation because I got
Yeah,
the email when we were at Disneyland in
that's
November,
right.
and I had really invested in my mental health on that like 6 month break.
Yeah, you
Of
did.
yeah, I did. I was like, treat yourself, and that was really I needed it. I
Yeah.
really did need it. I know not everyone can have a break like that. I would highly recommend it if everyone could. Um, However, I really did need that mental break to invest in myself and to come back and say I'm ready. So I did get um a an opportunity to interview, and at first I was like, no, I'm going to go back to doing nails. I don't need to be in tech. I have made up my decision. And then I said, you know what? No, I think it is would be good to improve just interview skills, just to interview. Just okay, let's improve our skills. Let's get the verbiage. Let's be able to
Yeah.
speak the language. And I interviewed, and then they inter invited me back again, and they invited me back again, and they invited me back again. So I had 4 interviews, and by the time I had my second interview, going on my invited back for my third, I said, I want this. But also when it was but when I had gone back and looked at the job, I was like, huh, I actually want this job. No wonder I applied for it in the first place, because anyone will tell you when you are applying for a lot of jobs, you don't remember what I was
Right.
like. I know that I am very qualified for this job, but I couldn't tell you what this company was that I was looking for. So I said, okay, fine. I'm just going to improve my interview skills, and I'm gonna ride this train for as long as they'll have me. And then I start to get invested, I'm doing my research before these interviews, kind of thing. And what do I want? So after 4 interviews, 90 minutes after my fourth interview, they called me and they offered me the job. And I said, I'm in. Yes, absolutely. So, and I was starting because it was like around the holidays. And so I didn't start for like a month to 6 weeks later. Like after the holidays, everything kind of really settles down. And it was right when my unemployment was running out. So the stars were aligning. So it
Girl,
was just like unemployment ends and my first paycheck comes. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
literally.
So, but again, I think I've touched on this before, but now I have restructured my life through that 6 months, not necessarily purposefully, but like manifestationally, um, where I thought doing nails and being in tech were mutually exclusive things, and that I would never have a life where they overlap outside of me doing my own nails. And now it's like I have clients on the weekend. I am as busy as I want to be. I still get to play with glitter and interact with people and make them happy and be very like involved in helping people express themselves, which also helps me express myself and be part of that like entrepreneurship business owner. And then also to have this job. So now I'm a digital content manager for an outdoor lifestyle company, which was really wonderful. They do like boater education, hunting education. And so I was like, I'm an outdoor marathon swimmer. Like I took their boating education just to understand how to help me being better safe in the water with those watercrafts as well. Um, and so it's just, I feel like my work is very valued, and they just flew me out to the headquarters for a week to work there just to meet my team. And I know they really take my, um, suggestions on improvements seriously. And I know like it's small and I love it. And it's just like I don't feel like I'm this big cog in a machine or I'm getting lost. And it's like somehow everything has really aligned with like this smaller company. and being able to still be artistic while still being in tech, and that they do overlap. My Venn diagram does overlap, and they're not two separate circles that don't touch. So I
Yeah.
feel this life realignment has been really wonderful for me because this time last year, I would say that is impossible. I can't, I couldn't envision a life that I have now. And even
Yeah.
though it's happened over the last 6, 8 months, like that's a short amount of time
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things.
It
You
happened really quickly.
It did. It did, you know. And so I'm like, yes, thank God I did my due diligence. Thank God I applied for jobs that um were really in my wheelhouse. I will say I got out of all the jobs that I had applied to over 6 months, we're talking probably over 100. I got two callbacks,
Yeah.
two. And I have
That's what
NASA
it's
on my
like.
resume as two.
Yep.
And then one, I mean, it I would be so unqualified for it because it was a scrum master managing like $2 million contracts. And I was just like, I appreciate that I have a scrum master certification, but I cannot back that up on that sort of program management. So
On not on that level. That
yeah,
seems
no.
super intimidating.
Yeah, and the amount of anxiety that I had in my last job, I was like, I don't need to do this again when I already have a plan that really makes me happy, you
Yeah.
know? So professionally, and I always say now with like the podcast, I was like, oh girl, I got 3 jobs now. I got 3 jobs, two
Yeah.
hobbies. Like I'm a busy
Yeah.
lady. So, but yeah, like I am busy, but it feels good, like the amount that I am busy because I
Yeah.
choose to put myself in those places, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to like unwind, and then I might be sitting at a different desk, but I'm not looking at a computer when I'm doing nails. Like I really do, especially working from home, I really do get that interaction with people out. Um, so it's not like I haven't left my house in 4 days and I didn't realize.
You did? You went to the gym?
I went to the gym. I go walk my little dog now,
You're
.
very active.
Widow, my little pug, she's like full grown. She's like 9 months now. We're going through obedience training. She's very good at down.
Oh,
She's so
I
good
love
at it.
that.
I know.
And she's full grown now.
I think she'll fill out, but I think she is as big as she's going to get. Which when I Googled how, when is a pug full grown? And then I realized that it was at 9 months and my pug was 9 months. It hurt my heart a little bit. It's like I don't have kids, but you know, when your kids are growing up and they're not little babies anymore.
Yep.
But I do call her little baby.
Oh, she is a little baby. That's
Little
why.
baby.
My cat is no longer a little baby. He's a giant chonk.
He is a giant chunk.
No. Well, I love your life update. It's full of good news and
It
excitement.
is. I do really appreciate it. So like, again, I feel very fortunate because I couldn't have designed it better on purpose.
Yeah.
As
You
simple as
basically
that
went
is.
on a quick 6 month sabbatical
I did. I
and then got your dream job. Here's what's really funny is that you're outdoorsy in that, like, I understand that you're an open water swimmer.
hmm
That is your outdoorsy. You're not camping out there.
This
You're
is
not
how
doing any other outdoorsy shit other than having cocktails on a patio.
Yes, this is what I say if people ask me. I said I am outsidesy, I'm not outdoorsy.
Right,
I
you are
want to
out.
go. I don't mind going. Like there's this. I call it the 90-minute loop. There's a hike that I like to do up in these hills by my house. It's really really wonderful. It's so nice. I have seen deer out there. It's
Ooh,
it's great. It is so naturey for someone who likes to be indoorsy, you know.
you
But
can
I
dip your toe in nature and go right back home.
go back home. You know, it's like I don't want to be outside for longer than my bladder needs to go to the bathroom. I am insidesy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go on a hike. I don't want to do anything out there. Leave no trace. That's what Rachel does. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go camping. I don't want to sleep outside. I like my creature comforts of home. However, I don't mind, but I was when they're like, oh, you're outdoorsy. I mean, like, you mean a glass of wine on a patio? You know what I'm saying? Happy hour outside. You know what I'm saying? Cocktails at the beach, poolside mimosas, whatever. No, I'm not an outdoorsy girl.
I am. I'm
Outsidesy.
outdoorsy in that I what you said, cocktails at the beach.
Yeah. That's why we call
But
it
I
it.
do go I do go like hiking. So there is that. So
I don't want
it's
to carry I don't like carrying heavy shit outside of the gym. So it's like I don't want to carry a backpack. Anything more than a water bottle, I'm not here for, you
got
know.
yeah.
So we are outsidesy. We're not outdoorsy.
How do you feel like this like pivot and your first 3 months of this year is lining up with your word of the year?
That's a really good question. Um, believe I've calmed down a little bit because one, I can't remember my word of the year right off the top of my head. I thought I was going to be an absolute brat.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I have, but again, I was coming off a life transition as well. Like Deadpool
Yeah.
and I had recently broken up, and I was like, I'm going to be an absolute menace
Yeah.
in the dating world. And I have calmed down a little bit about that, but I also like haven't been super like interested in dating because again, I was like, podcast, check, nail tech, check, actual full-time job, check.
You're
Swim
literally
season's
too
picking
busy.
up. Swim season is picking up. Check.
Yeah.
I just got into rhinestoning.
Yeah.
Check. Like I
You
was like, I
should.
got active hobbies that I do, and I was like, first of all, my nights available are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I live and die by my schedule. So it's just like, when would I have time to date? Which is like, if it's not like something that is super interested in yourself. So I'm just like, it's not really making it a priority. However, I will tell you, like, Deadpool and I are talking again, so it's just really, um, I don't know if it's in the process of working it out. However, I'm not making it easy for him. So maybe I still am a brat. Maybe I still am an absolute menace. I'm not here to be his piece. So I was like, if he wants it, he needs to earn it. So I'm just like,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Like, you're not off the hook. You do need to make amends. He has
Yeah.
been absolutely apologetic for how it ended.
Event.
The event, yes. And so I'm like, I'm not going to act like I wasn't hurt, but I still think there is still good there. But I have told him, I said, listen, if we get in an argument, because there will be, like disagreements in any
Yeah.
relationship, I wouldn't throw it in his face that he walked out. And I was like, when I get to that point where I won't throw it in your face, then I know that I have healed and moved on. But I was like, I'm not at the point where
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring it up. And I don't like to bring up old shit, but I was like, no, I can still feel it still a little stings. And so it's just
Yeah.
like I'm happy, I'm willing to move forward and work for it. But I really think that break was something that was really good in retrospect, you know?
Gives me some hope.
And yeah, so it was really good in retrospect. And and the quality of conversations that have come out of that have been in incredible. And to reevaluate um, what we both really want out of it
Mhm.
and to say, like, yes, were we talking marriage? But yeah, did we have to, not that we were like moving really fast, but it was just like maybe we weren't really ready to live together or to live together. It would have to be our place, not one or the other.
Right.
Like we have to move this forward. And I think I got a little scared financially just because I was like, I don't have a job yet. And yeah, it'll help with bills and stuff. And of course, like we're talking about this, why wouldn't we want to take this next step? But it's like now that it worked out for me, obviously financially with this job. But I was like, oh, well, if I move in with a man or get married or what, I'm like, this is the last time I'll be able to live alone, you know? And I was like, when I search my heart of hearts, it's more of like, I owe it to the ancestors, to our lady ancestors, to live alone for as long as possible because they couldn't. I do it for
That's
them,
right.
you know?
Do it for
So,
them.
so when we talk about, but I was like, is he doting? I always say, an apology without change is manipulation. I have gotten significant apologies, and there is behavior to back it up. He says he wants to go to therapy. He has put himself into therapy. We do check in with each other. Like, there are things that he has chosen to do, not that I have told him to go and do these things that I need to see.
Well,
So
that's good.
it has been really nice to be like, and I think that has built really been enriching, like our talking phase, you know? So it's like I told him, I was like, this is what I am available for. Like, I can love you from arm's length. This is what my heart is capable of right now. And he says, I will take it. So I'm not here to make his life any harder, but I'm also not just going to let you off the hook because I am still doing like that work and I'm not going to act like it didn't hurt, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, like I always said, like every interaction you have in a relationship, you're putting money in your good bank. You're investing in your good bank. And
Hmm.
then if you have an argument or a fight or a disagreement or whatever, and you okay, that maybe that takes a little bit out of your good bank of like the goodness of the relationship or whatever. And then, but it's like, oh, is there still more in the good bank than you took out or whatever? And I was like, he took a lot out of that good bank when he left.
He took almost the entire balance. I'll
Yes.
just say
Say.
it so it can be said.
Yeah.
Left a
Like,
penny.
yeah.
Close the account.
Hmm. So right now he's like working on good faith, but again, he is investing in the good
He's on a
bank.
personal fucking loan, as far as I'm.
Yes. However, like he he has been
Good.
showing up, showing out better than ever before. And I was like, this is the standard. And again, he was not a piece of shit beforehand. Like
No.
we always said he was the sweetest man to ever sweet, everything like that. So are we on the path of, figuring it out? Sure. Are we as fast tracking as we were? No. And I said, what if I never want to get married? He says, that's fine. You're my person. I don't care. I don't care if you never want to get married. And I was like, all right, I'm cool with that. So it's it's really like I get to reevaluate and I just don't get to keep the train on the tracks just because that's where we were going. And I'm really in the driver's seat to say, like, well, what if I don't ever want to get married just because I owe it to the ancestors not to? What if I don't
Yeah.
ever, what if we do want to get married? What if I don't want to change my name? That's fine. Like, so it's really, it was good to slow down, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, like I wasn't ready for the milestones that we had been planning, but it was like, maybe we weren't quite ready to live together because I'm like, oh, I like my space, and now someone's in it all the time,
Yeah.
So I have to be
Yeah.
slower to those things as well.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
definitely my life update. I know you didn't know about the Deadpool situation, but I'm not. Uh, but again, I wanted to make sure that it was something not fake, We're not just
yes.
rolling in the hay just to roll in the hay. So, um, yeah.
Oh. Let me
Oh,
just
girl,
empty
that's
out
a
this bottle so that we can get into my fucking shit.
yes, ma'am. So that's like the steadiness of my life right now is good, and I like it, and it's right where I want it to be.
I
So
love
that's
that.
my life update.
I love that. Mine is I is going crazy.
Yeah,
I was on a straight and narrow and then a just one thing after the other. So let's I guess get into it.
yeah.
My dad was here for a long time. That was weird.
Your dad, like your parents
He's
have to live
so
in
great.
England with like your parents just like tramp around between their kids, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
was your dad's time for like 3 months he stayed with you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
great. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
he's uh, he's a lot, and I didn't know that he was going to be here for 3 months.
Yeah. Hmm.
So that started out my year,
And you
which is
were and you were already making plans for your year, like,
yeah.
you
And then
know.
they kind of just sent him over to me, which I get it. He loves where I live, and he really
Mhm.
wanted to visit. It's fine. It's fine. My daughter came to Virginia,
Mhm.
and so I'm no longer an empty nester. I don't know how long it's gonna last
But
because I know that her and her boyfriend have some plans.
she came to live with you though. Mhm.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
start school and stuff, to like move in and start, try to get their lives started, get out of that little town.
Yeah, because she's
We don't know.
19, right? Like her life is just starting.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a
We don't
1-year-old adult.
a 1-year-old adult.
Hmm.
Still, she's like, I don't know how to do any of this shit.
Hmm.
Every time I try to tell her to do something, she starts crying. Gen Z is so funny
Yeah.
because I'm like, you have a whole computer in your pocket.
Yeah.
Google it. I
Yeah.
was out here flopping around like raw fish in the middle of Los Angeles, and all we had were those weird candy bar shaped phones with green screens. We didn't even have Google. We were printing out our maps on paper.
And the only thing we could play on our phones was Snake.
Yeah, Tetris. If we were
Yeah. That
lucky, we had
Nokia. You
Tetris
know what I'm saying?
on a
Yes.
Nokia. Yep, I had a gold Nokia.
Mm,
Uh, all my friends had the Mexican hat dance as their
yes.
ringtone. And that's
Yes.
how I knew it was a homie. That's how I knew it was a friend, the Mexican hat dance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been super interesting because I'm trying to like kind of get her to get up on her 2 feet. She's like a baby
Hmm.
giraffe that just got
Yeah.
spit out into adulthood. So
Yeah.
that's been super interesting.
So all
We're
three
getting ready.
generations living in the house at the same time.
Yes, we were all three in the house at the same time. My dad's gone since then, since I've been back from California.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I'm still at the same job. So what is the big life pivot? Well, I asked you earlier
Mm-hmm.
how your life, how your 2025 in uh you know, in this month
Mm-hmm.
um has been going, and how does that align with your word of the year? You couldn't remember your word of the year, which I get it. It was very sassy. I
Oh
do
yeah.
remember it was very sassy. Well, mine
Yeah.
was purposeful.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Mine was purposeful. And I feel like I have um within the last 48 hours really stepped into being really purposeful in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um I was in a relationship in that episode, and recently that has kind of been put on pause. The person that I was dating, I don't even know really what's happening. I'm going to be very, very honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's going through it, and I feel like he is not able to communicate with me at all because he's going through it.
Some personal
And
stuff on his end.
yeah,
Yeah.
some personal stuff. The problem that I have with this, and the reason why I had to really take a look at myself and look at what I wanted, is that when we first got together, was very upfront. He said, I'm going through a divorce. And I said, well, then are you even emotionally available for me?
For
And
a
the answer was
relationship.
yes for a
Hmm.
relationship. The At the time, the answer was yes.
Because you were
Well,
very upfront and you were saying, I want a relationship.
yes,
Like,
I
I'm fine
do.
to be in a long-term relationship, but I want a relationship. So you were very upfront about what you wanted from the situation and from a romantic interest person in your life.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
really was. And so I, the whole time I was in California, felt very much like I was in the way, which didn't really make sense since it's a brand new relationship. We should be in honeymoon phases.
Mhm.
But this is when things really got hard for his personal life, which I don't know that he was even really anticipating.
Mhm.
And I came back and communication didn't get better. And we agreed we would do check ins, and it never got better. And I've been home for a month and I have never felt so alone in a relationship
Mhm.
ever. And I understand that there are things going on in his personal life, but I kept saying over and over in my head, you even repeated it back to me, like, what happens when we're in this relationship and we go through something hard together? Am I going to get ignored at that point? Am I
Yeah,
going to be?
to put this into context, it was like he was going through some hard stuff and he really turned inwards to himself.
Mhm.
And you guys are in a boyfriend girlfriend committed relationship to each other and it is long distance.
Yeah.
And you're like, how can I help you? I want to help carry the burden. How can
Talk
I
to me.
help support you? Give me your problems. I'm here to help.
I'm here
And
to listen at a minimum, at least call me and check in with me. All I really asked for ever was for him to text me when he could.
and a burden shared is a burden halved.
Right.
So you're like, I know this is hard on you. Let me help support my man. And he would just kind of like not text and not do anything. And so again, as this is a new relationship, it's kind of figure out how you're going to handle these things. And you're just going to be like, hey, if you need to be quiet or go internal for a moment, I want to give you what you need.
Yeah,
However, I
just
need to
tell
know that
me.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So whether it's like a text emoji that you just know, or hey, I have asked for an entire weekend of quiet time from Deadpool when we first started talking. We had just launched the NASA website and I was like, I need to unplug and I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm not doing anything. And he gave
Yeah.
me the whole weekend. And he got rear-ended in a car accident and he still did not call me for emotional support. Like he gave me what I needed and I haven't needed it since because they gave me what I needed.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
All I needed to know was what was really going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My, I don't know if sometimes I feel like society makes us feel like we're high maintenance, and it makes us feel this way because we want to be told how somebody to be reassured, or we want to be communicated with. I want to be I'm not asking for a lot. How's your day? Good morning, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
How's your day going?
Yeah.
Just whenever you can. Not a lot. Call me at the end of your day. Let's hash out. Let me tell you about mine because we're partners.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I would envision my relationship to be.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the bare fucking minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the bare fucking minimum.
Yeah.
And my standards are not so in outer space that this isn't something that I should feel bad asking for. Not
No.
only did I feel bad asking for it, I felt like I kind of couldn't because I have kind of been made to feel like I'm external from his life.
Hmm. Like he had
So
compartmentalized you and your relationship.
yes, I'm over
That
here in
you
this box.
feel like you have a partner, but you're like, he doesn't act like he has a partner.
I
Mm.
thought
And you
I
were
had a partner.
going through it too. Like your
Yeah,
daughter had gotten into a little bit of a car accident and you were stressed out. And it's like you couldn't call him
no,
because you didn't want to quote unquote pile on or
right.
to share your life when you also need that support from your partner.
I had to call you.
Yeah. And I'm here
I
for
called
you. I
you.
am absolutely
Right.
here
I
for you,
know,
girl.
but like
But the
that's the
fact
point.
that
Like
you
that's
have someone, but he didn't have you in that moment, you know?
no.
And
I asked him for time. I
mm,
said, "Hey, I'm going to need a little bit of your time tomorrow." And he ignored that request. And then when I talked to him again the following day, not the day I asked for, I didn't, I
mhm.
just needed to like talk to my boyfriend.
I just need my man.
That's all I needed.
Hmm.
I mean, I was going through it and I was just like, I need so bad to like lean on him.
Hmm.
And when I talked to him again, he did not make it a point to give me any of his time the next day. And then when I talked to him again, he said, everybody just wants something from me and nobody gives a shit about how I feel. And in that moment, I felt like I knew he was talking about his family and like the shit that he's going through, blah, blah, blah. But I really felt like I was just lumped right in there with everybody else.
Like you're not this special being in his life that like you are trying to be different than everybody else. You're trying to be like, I am the one that cares about you. And it's hard when you're just like, what the fuck am I doing this for?
Yeah. Why am I begging somebody to love me again?
And again, you weren't asking for too much because I remember you saying, am I the toxic one? Am I just so high maintenance? I was like, no, you're absolutely not. Because I will tell you how you're feeling right now is exactly how I felt when I was a Navy wife. That it was like, you can't come to me with your problems. I'm on deployment. I'm on arduous shore duty, Navy special
Yeah.
warfare. It's like, you can't come to me with your problems. I was like, then you come internalize and you become two separate people in a relationship, not a partnership.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I couldn't depend on him to, and this is why I think I'm very like dismissive avoidant as well, because I had to look internally to myself to handle and to self-regulate because I didn't have a partner that I could depend on in like times of struggle,
I
which
mean,
adds
I've
more
been there.
stress in your relationship because you're just like, I can't depend on you. I can't trust you
Yeah.
to.
I mean, I've been there too. I was an army wife. So
Yeah.
like this is not something new to me. And immediately when I felt it, it was very like I recognized that feeling immediately.
Yeah.
The fact that when he said that and then I really got very minimal communication
Hmm.
after that. I was always initiating it. It was not a lot. And it made me really, really think about being purposeful
Hmm.
in my life. And why am I putting this energy
Hmm.
into this person who is going through whatever they're going through so much so that they actually do not have the energy for me at all to, honestly, he shouldn't even have been in a relationship with me.
Because it kept coming more like less text and less text. Like it wasn't
Less
even the standard that it was. Like you
immediately,
guys weren't even talking. And what sort of
immediately,
relationship is that?
immediately after it just feels like I said yes to be his girlfriend, and then I wasn't really worth trying for. I wasn't ever worth the effort after that.
Yeah. And the word you kept using over and over was, I feel like I'm a burden. You felt like you were a
A
burden when you were
burden.
there, and you felt like
I felt like a
asking to
burden
talk
when
about
I
your
tried
day
to.
was a burden here. And I was like, oh, it'd be one thing if you weren't there. Because that was something that I really had to struggle with, like in relationships, to be like, you can call me Rachel. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to like interrupt your day. I don't want to, like, okay, well, what do you want out of a relationship, And it's like asking to spend time with someone who says they want to spend time with you should not be burdensome.
Asking to spend time with somebody who sought me out
Mm-hmm.
to date me
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't make me feel
Mm-hmm.
burdensome.
Yeah.
So I purposefully stated my boundaries for the last time. I'm done repeating myself.
Yep.
And I'm heartbroken
Mhm.
over it. Um, and it's made me feel very asexual. It has made me feel like it's so weird how that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have gotten together and broken up with so many men last year.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single one made me feel like, oh, I am really like, I don't even think I have the energy to do this ever again. I
Mm-hmm.
loved that last one so hard. I think I'm fucking out.
Okay.
I don't know. I genuinely am sitting here in front of you telling you I don't know how long it's going to take me to get over this because it wasn't a heartbreak. He wasn't mean to me. It wasn't he did something. It was me recognizing that he's absolutely going through something that is will prevent him for this foreseeable future from even attempting to communicate with me. So I don't even know if I could ask it. And I don't know if he could promise that he would. And so I don't know that I could trust that anything will change.
Because that's the thing, like life is gonna life, and if he's going through stuff now, something else will come up, And it's like, will he always pull away for all of this? And it's like,
And it makes me feel so insecure.
and you shouldn't be, you are so awesome and badass and incredible. And you're like, oh, am I asking for too? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is not Jackie from last year. Where is she? Where's that
Like it's
queen?
crazy.
And
Yeah.
then,
One of my other friends was like, you came back from California, you seem like you're questioning yourself. You don't seem as confident
mm-hmm.
as you were before you went out there. And I recognize that. Like I am not. I am not. I'm not confident at all. And I just feel like so like I don't want anything to do with it anymore. It just feels like I want to finish school, work on, work.
Mm-hmm.
The good part about all of this, job wise, is that I got a job with one of my friends and now I'm a director of sales. So I got that big fancy title that I wanted.
Yes.
Commission is great. Like I feel really confident and really good in what I'm doing. Like all of that is good. Getting a new car, like everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to be purposeful about what I really, really want. And I really, really want a healthy, happy relationship with communication because I know what it is like to be in one of those types of relationships and I deserve that. And if it's anything less than that, then it's not for me. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to force something that doesn't make any sense.
And
Do
that's
not have relationships. Walk away. It hurts.
it hurt. Yeah. But it's like,
Feel it.
how much were you hurting staying in that relationship? Because that's the thing. Like, you're in a relationship like I used to be in, and I was like, when you were promised the whole meal and now you are begging for scraps.
I was promised a Thanksgiving fucking feast.
Hmm.
This man purported that I was going to be taken care of, wanted me to redecorate his house, wanted me to leave stuff at his house, made me feel like this was going to be. I will never forget, Rachel, the moment that I was in the car with him and I looked at him, and in my head, my brain said, that's my husband. Oh my God, that's my husband.
Hmm.
And I am going to be reliving that thought in my head probably every day until I get over it. And I
And
don't know how long that's gonna
take
take.
as long as you need. Like it's up to you to
I gotta
say like
sit
what
in the
is too much.
shit, Rachel.
Gotta
I
sit in
gotta
the
sit
shit.
in the shit.
I think what helped or got it for you, I was like, would you want me to be in a relationship like this? What would you tell me? And you were like, oh, no, I don't like that.
Yeah,
And then
no.
the next day you sent the text, where it's like,
And here's the thing about the text, Rachel, is like, first of all, I felt like shit even breaking up over text. I thought that was the most immature shit,
hmm.
but I
What were you supposed to do? He wasn't
what was I
picking up your
what was I
calls.
supposed to do? Because he never texts me. He stopped sharing his location at some point.
Hmm.
I re-requested it. He wouldn't give it back.
And it's like all these dudes, it's like some men, not all men, of course, but some men like treat their women like shit, so they'll be the ones to break up with them so they can then be the victims, you
That's
know?
how that's it almost feels a little bit like that, but I don't want to put that on him. But it from the outside, if I were to
Kind of looks like
describe what happened, it kind of looks that way.
hmm.
It kind of looks like he's got his heart broke. And here's the thing. The second thing I feel so fucking terrible about, Rachel, is that his court was this week. It's on Friday.
Hmm.
It's the day after tomorrow.
Hmm.
So it's like I really wanted to be the support system. I really wanted to tell him like good luck. And am I going to be thinking about him all day?
Hmm.
All day.
But here's the thing, if he had treated you to the standard he had started, you'd still be there.
Yeah. This wouldn't be happening. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I feel sad and I feel like naturally stupid. Like because it just feels like Jackie's always falling in love, but never ooh. You know what? Here's the thing. Jackie is always falling in love, but I never ever get to stay in love. And you know the thing about that is that he told me Jackie's always in love. Now she's going to stay in love. He told me that. He quoted the podcast and my heart beat burst out of my chest. And it worked like a fucking charm.
Hmm.
And it is now it's painful to even think about because I believed him.
Hmm.
I
But there's
believed him.
but there's nothing wrong with believing him, or I want you to know that
I
like
think I
like
think
it's
though
okay to you wanted to trust your partner. Like
I think I need to stop believing men.
also that too,
I think I specifically, I'm not talking about everybody else because it is very clear that I am not good at choosing men.
maybe you need to be a menace this year because I was like, I'm really putting Deadpool through his
I
paces.
was a
And I
menace
really
last
like
year.
it.
I was a menace last year.
Yeah.
And I ended up in a fucking relationship with a man I'm obsessed with. I'm
Hmm.
obsessed with him. It is going to hurt for a very long time.
Hmm.
And honestly, I'm kind of fine with that because I have been mean to men all day
Hmm.
and it feels great.
Yeah.
It feels good. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't breathe my same fucking air. Don't get close to me in line at the Circle K.
Hmm.
If you see me, it's still COVID.
Hmm.
Vicinity 6 feet away, sir.
Hmm.
Get away from me.
You haven't
So
earned my air.
I broke my own heart
Hmm.
to remain purposeful because I need to make sure that my boundaries stay boundaries, even if it hurts me in the long run.
And I'm very
Because I
proud.
know what I want. I want Gomez. I am Morticia and I
Mhm.
want Gomez. And I don't want you in my fucking life unless you're really going to be obsessed with me. Because the thing is that when I'm in love, I'm obsessed with my dude.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
really have no time for the lies anymore. Like everybody, they all just lie to me to get here's how I feel. Another reason why I should stop talking to men. They all just lie to me to spend time, however much time with me, and then discard me anyways. So why do I believe them? Ever. Ever.
Make them pay
Ugh.
for it now. Just be
I
like, I'm
sound
sorry.
Send me
Like on first dates, you're like, I go on trips. Yeah, bring that girl back.
that was a fun girl. She was great.
Be a menace,
I do
absolute
miss
menace.
I do miss the tropics. Like I miss the islands.
Mhm.
My skin is so light.
We
Like
need tans. We need
I
tan.
was very tan last year. All year long I was tan, and now I'm hot. I'm a hot person. Hot, hot presenting. So, anyways, big life changes. Another life pivot for me.
Hmm.
I'm hoping, I have a promotion coming up, so we'll see how that goes. March is a really big month. Okay, we just had a blood moon eclipse. I don't know
Yes, we
if you saw
did.
it. That's for cleansing out old energies. That is for realigning yourself towards your goals, not necessarily manifesting, but like March, this whole month, it really feels like a little bit of a okay, you know what your boundaries are, you know what your goals are. Get all the fucking extra shit, all the loud noise out of your way,
Hmm.
and then take that first step towards what is happening, what your goals are, and how you can make that happen. Just this is a cleansing time frame.
Yeah.
So figure out what you can get out of your life and then just move forward so that you don't have all of that bullshit stopping you. That's how I feel like March is ending up
Hmm.
for my personal goals. Um it really feels like that around me for a lot of people. So just gotta clean it up, you know. I hope one day, genuinely, that he sees the error of his ways and that he gets through his shit. In my heart of hearts, I hope he fucking regrets it and he cries every day because my fucking heart's broken. I broke my own fucking heart for my own mental health.
Yes, but you broke your heart so he could stop breaking yours.
Yeah, I
That's what
had
it
to
comes
just,
down to.
I just basically like had to pull the trigger
Hmm.
because it was like a slow stab. And I think the worst part is that I explained how I felt about what I wanted, about what I thought he wanted, and I got no response.
Yeah.
No response. So it's like a slow dagger turn. Like, yeah, that's what I wanted to, and I didn't know how to do it. So I was just gonna not talk to you until you did it. Like, what the
Lame.
fuck? So dumb of me to believe you when you told me.
Yeah, it's like words are words, but actions are actions,
So
you know?
crazy of me to believe you when you said you wanted to be in a long-term relationship with me. Wild.
Yeah. Crazy for me to have expectations of what you said the expectation was. Weird.
Weird. So I am not on the market for sure.
Yeah.
Fuck the market.
Hmm.
So I am also staying hella busy. Arts and crafts, school and this job and the two jobs.
Yeah.
I'm busy. Stay away from
Plus,
me.
plus you're getting into rhinestoning too. Boss
Uh,
level diamond dotting. That's what we're
we're so fucking sparkly. We're gonna be so sparkly next year at Disneyland because both of us are gonna have sparkly shirts.
Oh, everything that I can rhinestone right now is what I do.
Is getting
Everything.
rhinestoned.
Everything's getting rhinestone.
I love that.
My life is so sparkly. I'm like, yeah,
I love it so much.
no apologies. Yes, sparkles.
Glitter. It's not if we should add glitter, it's how much glitter should we add
Yeah.
before it's too much glitter. And you know what? It's
The
never too
limit
much.
does not exist.
That does not exist. It's really okay. Let me correct myself. It's really like how much glitter should we reasonably put in here so we don't run out of this glitter because I like this glitter a lot.
That's what I am too. Anyways, I see you shuffling those cards. We have not had a tarot pull for quite some time. I've missed it. I'm very much looking forward to this one.
Yeah, well, it's already yelling at me.
Oh, things are popping out already.
Yeah, they've been popping out for quite some time. So it's have a seat.
Okay, locked in. I'm locked in for this tarot
Okay.
pull. Knock 3 times. Here we go.
Knock three times. We have the Queen of Spears. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the first card. It's Queen of Spears, Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Cups
Okay.
reversed.
Okay.
So those are the three cards that I pulled, and then a bunch popped out while I've been sitting here. So brace yourself for those because those are also
I'm ready, sister.
super, super duper fun. So the Queen of Spears says, get your fucking life in order. Get your life in order. Review your finances. Make sure all of your legal documents are in the same place. Assess your material life. Fix anything that needs attention. Basically, like you see her, for our people who are not watching, it is a woman with an intricate energy, like kind of flowing out of the top of her head.
Hmm.
Like this reminds me of the way my brain works. Look at those are all of my thoughts intertwining right before we're supposed to go to sleep.
Right now.
Exactly. So upright basically means like you're looking for stability, you're looking for necessity. Get your shit in order. Get it together. And then we have the Wheel of Wheel of Fortune. And this one I have to look up.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm not I never get this one. Or I think this is one
We
we've gotten
haven't
like
really
maybe
gotten that one on the show.
maybe once before, but I don't think it had anything to do with the show. I think maybe I was just reading for us at some point.
Yeah, probably when I was like, should
So
I get this dog?
literally,
I'm
the Wheel of
unemployed.
Fortune represents experiences and circumstances outside of your control. It is the archetype. It's in the 10th encounter for the Fool. That's what this says, indicating we exist in a dance between fate and our choices. This card teaches lessons of fate. So you see like the wheel, it kind of looks like an eye, like it's like looking
Yeah.
towards something, it's looking at you.
Almost like a
It's
compass.
yeah, but you see how like all of the planets are next to it, like a planetary alignment, like
Yeah.
things are all lining up because you're getting your shit together. You need to get your shit together so that things line up the way they need to be. What is inevitable, what is destiny, it'll happen. What is meant for you will come to you in the perfect moment at the perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, we have the Page of Cups reversed. This, okay, this means this is like representative of emotional immaturity.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Okay. Disappointment, unmet expectations, and love.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, that's what this card is. Difficulty expressing feelings, holding back emotion, all of that. All of that. This card serves as a little bit of like a gentle warning. It says you need to just check your emotions, avoid unrealistic fantasies. Okay, I'm getting yelled at this point. At this point, I'm getting yelled at. And then embrace the emotional growth.
Mhm.
If I'm reading for myself,
Yeah.
I understand what it says. But if we are reading for everybody
Mm-hmm.
around us, I feel like this reading really says like keep focusing on exactly what you want. There is a plan that is coming. You need to just get your shit together. Remember I said earlier in March, or earlier a minute ago, March feels like a cleansing. The
Yeah.
blood lunar eclipse, it's a cleansing. We have to cleanse. We have to get rid of shit that doesn't fit in our lives
Mm-hmm.
so that it can align with our goals. And what we need to do is kind of avoid any kind of like immaturity, unnecessary emotions, understand that like it's all it's all going to come, but don't act impulsively.
Mm-hmm.
Get it for me,
Purposeful.
yeah, be purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Damn it. So that's those three cards.
Okay.
But I want to talk to you about something because when I pulled out this last card, this one,
Mm-hmm.
this one was stuck to the back of it. Look at him. It's the
Ooh.
Five of Swords, spooky man, but it's upside down. So let's
Okay.
see why this was stuck to the back of this card when it comes to like
And what's
unmet
that card
expectations.
again?
This is the Page of Cups, but it's
Okay.
reversed.
Mm-hmm.
So this card represents difficulty expressing feelings, unmet expectations in romantic relationships and friendships, things like that. Like you got to watch out for this in your
Mm-hmm.
life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But this Five of Swords was stuck to the back of it when I put it down. It popped out, like shifted.
I'm coming too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm coming to exactly.
They were a package deal today.
They were a package deal. So let's see. Five of Swords.
Got your face.
It's
God.
a loss that we have to overcome. It's a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Five of Swords means that you have to accept it. Upright or reversed means despair or distrust
Mm-hmm.
because of the loss. I literally just said I feel asexual because of this relationship, that I don't want to date anymore, that I feel like hopeless, that I feel like it makes me want to cry. I've believed and believed and believed and believed. And I just got to stop, dude. I just got to stop believing them. They're never going to tell me the truth. And it just sucks so bad because it's like, I want it so bad. But this says, I got to get over it. For me, I got to get over it. I got to make sure that I'm getting rid of the things that do not align with my purposeful year
Mm-hmm.
so that things can align. And I'm going to lose something that I loved. And that because of they're not meeting my expectation. Jesus fucking Christ.
Snap, snap. Out,
Snip.
out. Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's necessarily all just for me, but I feel very yelled out right now. So I love when the tarot just yells at me.
When spirit tells you what you need to hear.
Yeah, by yelling at me. Literally. Get rid of March. We are halfway through March, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's first
Just
day of spring. Ready for
dispose
the
of.
reawakening.
Yep, time to spring clean.
Mm-hmm.
Time
Clean
to spring
house,
clean.
emotionally and physically.
If you got relationships in your life that aren't serving you, clean house. Friendships,
Mm-hmm.
romantic relationships, people are sucking you dry. People aren't living up to your expectations of what those relationships would mean. Clean house. It's going to be disappointing, but one of the ones that popped out while I was, by the way, shuffling was the 10 of cups.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the 10 of cups. Let me get out of the way. Doesn't that look like so hopeful?
Yeah. What's the Ten of Cups?
The 10 of cups is the tarot card that relates to ultimate fulfillment.
See?
Remember, the cup runneth over. When it's 10 of them, how much shit can you fit in those cups?
All of it.
Yes. Emotional fulfillment. All of this, getting rid of all of this extra baggage is going to get you towards your goal.
Yeah.
Even if it's just even if it's not even a relationship that you know you need to fucking dispose of, if it's a room full of shit that is that you need to clean out, go clean it out.
Go clean up little at a time.
What's your TV stand look like, guys? Is there shit in there that you can get out? Just get it out. It's cluttering up your mind and impeding your path to your goals. Is there a shitty human being in your life? Get it out. Get it out.
Hmm.
Because it is cluttering up your life and diverting your focus, and it is not allowing you to get to your 10 of cups, happy home and stability, divine connection, happily ever after. When a 10 of cups jumps out after a reading, it's literally like, look at this, listen, because you can have this, you can have this, you can have what you want, you can get to your goal. Don't let all of the things that are cluttering up your mind, cluttering up your life, making you feel like less of a human being, like less of a woman, like less of a friend, like less of whatever.
Hmm.
Don't let that clutter up your mind. Clean house. It's spring.
I know you
That
probably don't feel proud of
excellent.
yourself, Jackie, but I want to let you know that I am proud of you.
Thanks, friend. Thanks. That sucks. I hate it. I hate it here.
But think of what you're making room for. We don't know yet.
That's what I keep trying to tell myself. Like, I did have to break. I feel like I had to break my own fucking heart.
Hmm.
He's doing it anyways.
Because he wasn't
So
man enough to do, like to like say, hey, I need some space. This anyway. Mm. Gets me.
I can't. I am. I've cried a lot.
Hmm.
I don't know that I'm done crying,
That's okay.
but I do. What I do know is that one thing. It's never a loss. It's always in alignment
Yes.
every
Yes.
single time. And me holding these boundaries and keeping these standards is going to ensure that one day, if I am ever ready, that person is going to have to stand up to those standards.
Absolutely.
So
Amen, sister.
the breakup episode, it sounds like.
It's a breakup. That's okay. That's okay. It happens.
Everything else in life is great though. Go us.
Go us.
Go
Yes.
us for being positive. Go us for being resourceful. And what is that word where we do this every week?
I,
I
uh,
don't know. I'll
yeah.
think of it. Regular, not regular. That sounds.
We are also regular.
We are regular.
The consistency of ourselves. Yeah.
That's what I
To be
mean. Consistent.
consistent.
Exactly. That's what it's about. Consistency towards goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
excellent.
I love you
Excellent
so
reading.
much.
I love you so much. Excellent show. Great check
Excellent.
in.
Yes, absolutely. So that is a wrap on this episode of Whiskey Bent and Spellbound. So if you loved hanging out with us, don't forget to join our coven over on Patreon for just $3.95 a month. Because let's be real, it's less than a cup of coffee and way more fun. So you'll get
A lot of
exclusive
fun.
content, bonus episodes, and all the behind the scenes tea. And it's piping hot this month for sure.
Oh,
So
yeah.
and if you want to keep the magic going, please leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. It is a small thing that makes a huge difference and helps more people find our little corner of chaos and witchy wisdom. So, of course, make sure you're following us on all social media at whiskey.bent.spellbound on all platforms to never miss an update, a meme, or any chonies, chanclas, and cheese maze. So, until next time, stay messy, stay magical, and stay spellbounding. So, love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.